telephone company or cable puts $8 per hour into that every time we use a cruiser, and also $8 an hour for every time an officer is worked. So we get $16 an hour, and that adds up considerably, and we were able to buy 2 cruisers last year at no charge to the town whatsoever.
I'll let Bill talk, but I understand with that, and the Budget Committee okayed it, the public did. I believe that we probably did too, approve it. But we're talking the frontline cars. But over a period of time, I mean, we have 11 vehicles. Now, we're going to have 11 vehicles, you know, when you replace that. You're going to have 11 vehicles.
Not really, because you have to break that down. I guess the easiest.
Well, if I can just continue my thought process, if I can. And I asked for the miles, and you gave them to me, and I appreciate that. The fact of the matter is, we all know we have cars sitting in our driveway. A lot of people have sold their cars or downsized because no matter what car it is, whether you paid anything for it or not, it costs money to operate. Okay? So we're paying to operate 11 cars. That's what we're doing. And
for 2 different departments, though.
Well, for one department, we haven't broken out. We don't break out the maintenance of the gas for the 3 elderly cars.
The elderly
it's part of the police budget. So right now, I'm looking at it totally.
The repairs on the elderly car, those are all coming out of the donation account. When we have repairs done on the elderly vehicles, that doesn't come out of the regular operating budget. That's strictly out of donations. Gasoline has got its own separate line in the elderly affairs line.
Well, I looked at the last gas bill. I mean, you're starting to talk about it. I'm just telling you what I think. I looked at the last gas bill. That gas, about 28% of that gas bill is elderly affairs, which I don't have any problem with so much as we should start separating that.
I'm sorry, you said 28, where'd you get the 28%?
By taking these numbers, and seeing, because it does designate how the car that is gassed up. So if you squint your eyes and look at these cars and see what was gassed up at the station, you can see that the total for the month, I've only done maybe 1 or 2 months, it's somewhere around 28 or 30% of the police budget, of the police gas budget is to the elderly.
I gotta disagree with you.
What I'm saying is, if I can, it's per car breakdown, it costs money to have these. So it is prudent for us as the residents have asked to say, hey, what are these being used for? Do we need all these vehicles? That's all I'm asking.
Right.
I'm not saying tonight to get rid of it. I'm asking the question.
Let me say, as far as the gas goes, we're using roughly 1,000 gallons a month, and at least 7/8 of that gas that is being used is all being used on the cruisers. Now, you got to take into consideration the cruisers. You have on the average of 2 cruisers between the detective, lieutenant, and myself and the duty officer. You have at least 2 cars that are going 24/7. They're the ones that are using the gas. The elderly, to go and pick something up and bring them to Haverhill, those cars sit in there unless we have 5 or 6 transports during the day, but they're all local. We don't use that much gas in the elderly vehicles.
My point is not that, but that each car costs money to run. Do we need all these cars?
Okay, let me just continue on that line. As far as the elderly cars go, the cost for repairs is being taken care of. That comes out of the donation account. Second thing is the registration of the vehicles. It does not cost the town any money to register the vehicles. The big thing is the insurance of the vehicles. To insure those vehicles is approximately somewhere in the vicinity of $70 to $75 a year, covers the insurance. The total complete insurance package is roughly $75 a year.
So my point is not the elderly. My point is that there's 7 vehicles for the police department.
Right now, there's a total of 7 vehicles, and you have and I'll just go through this list. We have the 1998 Mercury, which is the car that I'm using, and that has 90,904 miles
Oh,
on it.
that's not even on there.
The 1998 Mercury. It's on the list I just gave you,
It's on this one. Right.
Yeah, but it's not on this one.
Yeah, very top one.
the very top one.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay, 19, okay, I don't,
The next one is and by the way, that 1998 Mercury did not cost the town any money at all. That was all bought with donation
so
money.
that is now the official chief's car?
It's not the chief has any vehicle in the fleet. I'm not like some of the other chiefs that, matter of fact, in a neighboring town, one of the chiefs over there just got a brand-new 2008 Dodge Hemi, and he uses that for his personal vehicles.
Wow.
And you go to the other towns and see what the chiefs are driving around in. They're not driving around with the oldest vehicle in
So
the
I'm
fleet.
I'm questioning the 7 cruisers, or the 7
Okay, so
vehicles.
I'm going
Where are
through
they?
that now. So now we're on number 2. The 2000 Dodge Durango's got 71,100 miles on it, and this was donated to the town at absolutely no cost to the town whatsoever. The 2002 Ford Cruiser is Lieutenant Baldwin's car. That's got almost 60,000 miles on it. The 2003 Cruiser, and this is the one that is set aside for details. It's got almost 119,000 miles, and this cruiser brings in $8 per hour when used for details. It is now being used as the midnight duty cruiser, and we're losing at least 16 hours a week that they can't use this for details because it's being used on the midnight shift.
Now, that cruiser detail, that's a dark blue cruiser?
No, that's regular white with the lettering on it. There's only 2 dark blue cruisers. The first one I just gave you, which was
Okay.
number 3, was
And then the detective.
was the lieutenant's car. And the 2005 Ford Cruiser has almost 42,000 miles on it. That's the detective's car. The 2005 Ford Expedition, that has 35,481 miles, and that's used for bad weather and a backup cruiser. The 2007 Ford Cruiser is the 8 a.m. to midnight cruiser, and that has 56,000 miles on it. So the total number of vehicles that we have presently, right now, is that we have 3 in elderly affair, and we have 7 in the police department, and if we get that one replaced, we'll have 8 for a total of 11. And I have to mention that since at least 2004 or beyond, possibly 2003, from the time that we got that SUV, the size of the fleet has not increased. If we got rid of a vehicle, we replaced the vehicle with another one. The car that we were using for an unmarked car was involved in an accident, and we replaced that one with the Mercury.
What did that have for miles on it?
That Mercury has got almost
No,
91,000.
the one that was in the accident.
The one that was in an accident, that was in 1993.